So basically, this is the information session about the California Science and the Technology University programs. So we have 3 programs. So we can talk about the training and the degree programs today. And we also talk about scholarships, government and company support. And finally, there's a job placement support. Okay, we've covered these 3 topics today for the continuing education, especially in the high-tech industry. And I have been working in Silicon Valley for more than 20 years. So my experience, you have to keep changing jobs as Silicon Valley is very dynamic, and then technology really develops very fast. So you have to keep learning. You have to decide which direction to go, what technology to learn, what you should do next. So we start with the job training first, just to help people to learn some new technologies. In case you need to change your job, you need to learn something new. And we are also helping people to find the directions. So that's the goal for the CSTU to start in 2011. And then we formally become a university being approved by the BPPE, which is the Education Department of California. And now we have start offering 3 programs. One is the training program, purely just for job searching. Second one is the degree programs. We have the computer science master degree program. We have the MBA program. So the training program, the goal, just find a job. The main courses will be big data, machine learning, Python, and AI. And then for the people who find a job, what kind of job they can find, what kind of field they can find. So from what we have seen in the past graduates, people find jobs. They can find jobs in the hardware industry, software, bioscience, marketing, management, testing. It's just we have a technical writer graduate too. So you can see in general, you can consider the AI or the data science is not very focused on one domain, kind of common technology, which can apply to different areas, different fields. So always consider the analogy is like computer skills, right? All the industries can need computer skills. That's just now we needed to have another additional computer skills, which is use data to do the analysis, to use the existing data to do the machine learning, or you do this, or in general we call this artificial intelligence. So that's pretty much the same thing. Our training goal is help you to find a job which you can integrate with your domain knowledge plus additional skill set. So then you have the competitive skills which help you to find a better job, or you change slightly what you're doing and then doing something new to just follow the trend. And then the different type of AI applications. We're going to have DevOps, JavaScript, SQL, the full stack, project management, UX, product design. Then we're going to have blockchain, digital marketing. So those are new courses being added to the degree program, and it's also open to our training program. For the people who come in, you think you have some deficiency in your background. So now we also offered some review courses now, just to make up your deficiencies. It could be linear algebra, statistics, some fundamental the libraries, functions, those kind of things, coding skills. Our cost is very affordable, and then also we have very generous scholarship program, so you can make your study actually very affordable. We also have support from the government and the companies. Our instructors are all come from industry. So primarily, there's 2 type of requirement for instructors. So one is for Department of Education. The Department of Education, they focus on academic, we call the degree requirement. You have to teach the courses with a certain degree. That's all we're saying for all the Department of Educations. But for us, we add additional requirement. We need to have industrial experience. As our goal is different. We are not focusing on research. We're only focusing on job market. We have to have the instructors has to have the industrial experience, be able to teach our students to gain those, not just the theory, but hands-on experience. For the time being, our job placement rate is pretty good. So we have about 90%, it's 89% job placement rate. And then for the private school in the United States, the average requirement is about 70%. So we are about 20% higher than most other schools. Well, there's a reason for that. First, we are lucky enough in the Silicon Valley. There's so many jobs. Second, we can just pick the training area we want to train. Primarily, just those area which has jobs. So one of the main things the school has to do is spend lots of time and effort to really find the trend, the job market. In future, I think the computer science coding will be replaced in great extent by computer itself. We are doing a lot of work to replace those very tedious work. The human brain still can always do better job than computers, but then computers, can do a very systematic way. In the past, we try to save some memories or just improve a little bit about speed, but later on you find out that advancing computers, those minor savings is not so useful. Okay, it's virtually even for those algorithms, you think it's very cool. You make your password interviews, but in the actual work, those savings or those algorithms may not necessarily be the most useful thing, but it really just proof one thing: you can do the work. You don't need that in a job area anymore. But it's very good training. And in 2020, I've been watching, monitoring around the fintech. There's a lot of things being lots of things being happening in fintech. And everyone heard about the blockchain, I think. And the blockchain has been very hot in the past years. But then I noticed the job market is not so hot yet, but things could change. So we intend to have a blockchain class in 2020 if there's enough interest. In the computer science, it's more active. There's a lot of things ongoing. The applications for the AI now we're really moving to securities, and DevOps is always interesting. That's purely for the software engineers. Some people come here, they want to be a software development. DevOps will be definitely a good training. And I think that we're focused still on the AI applications. We have been seeing the computer visions. We're going to probably have an additional course in reinforced learning. We have the natural language processing. We have one in last year, but we're going to enhance that this year. And then self-driving. I always see the self-driving is a huge market. So we are planning to have self-driving as AI applications. So there are some other new things too. It really depends on the interest of students and also the market trend. We're still at the beginning of the year. I can see there's still some possibilities of new updates. That's for the time being, we have this in mind. I just give you some snapshot what they're doing. We are pretty dynamic. We try to get as many new courses as possible. We have been using this hybrid mode, which try to integrate both the distance learning and on-site learning. We insist to have on-site learning because this is probably the best way of learning. But then there's always some constraint for the on-site learning during the weekdays. So we only kind of enforce on-site on weekends. We allow the weekday class to be distant learning. It's like today, we use Zoom sessions. We have those classes live. So it's a virtual classroom. The advantage is you can save the commute time. So we have this recording for all the classes. I think there's a big advantage. You can review the courses just in case you cannot attend the course. You still can watch that later on. So we have additional review sessions. So we have a class on Saturdays. We have a review session on Sundays. And then you also have a chance to lead a session, teach a session. So what we try to do every single thing to make sure you can learn the stuff. So we can make sure you can learn the things you're supposed to learn. So who should actually join our program? Right? I think as we are more focusing on the AI and the data science, this is very genetic technologies. So any high-tech people, I think should learn. In Silicon Valley, assuming not 80%, at least 50% companies moving to these directions, everyone should learn. Just not just, it could be for your current job or for future jobs. As a working professionals, or just temporarily out of jobs, you want to find a new job, and then you want to for the fresh graduate looking for jobs. Some people are not in the computer science, they cannot find a job, so they need to learn something to find a job. The current, this is just a rough estimate, is actually about 80% of people, they coming from the more or less like hardware background, because those kind of industry that really going down, the job opportunity is shrinking. So that's why you need to learn something new. There'll be a 10% people is from the management side, business side, or some other non-technical side. So they come in here. And about 10% is actually from the software background. So you can see most people come in to study. They want to learn something new, to change their career a little bit and do something new. So that's what the people are doing. With this AI and the data science, people are always concerned, do I have the background? Right. A lot of people think, I never learned this before. How hard it would be. Can I still learn those things? I think the main thing we need some coding, which is primarily in Python. We'll probably learn a little bit. We need a linear algebra. We need some statistics. So those knowledge, you may or may not have them, but that's not important. We will help you to make up those deficiencies. Those are not very complex things. It's easy thing to make up, so you don't have to worry about that. And then the domain knowledge is really helpful, because when we do this data science and AIs, they always have to do some modeling in certain area, certain field. So if you do have the domain knowledge, it makes you more competitive. And that's the one reason I think for the working professionals learning the data science and AI, actually you have some advantage over those fresh graduate. Okay, now I think it's a very important part is about the financial support. Okay, if you're unemployed, right, this is a very clear case. Government pay roughly 80% of tuitions, and then CSTU covers about 20%. So we give a form like a scholarship, so we can cover 20%. And then if you are joining our trainings, you can get extended UI, unemployment insurance, for about 6 months. So that's a two benefit you can have. You don't have to pay anything out of your pocket. If you're employed, I think that 60% of Silicon Valley companies can reimburse the tuition for up to $5,000. The additional will be picked up by the CSTU with scholarship. For the fresh graduate, we can pay up to 50%. So it's slightly higher than the working professionals, because fresh graduates. You can delay payments, or you can get more scholarship. So we have those, especially for those international students, they need to find that right away so they come here for the trainings. Okay, so I think that I missed one thing. The 20% is for the training program. It's roughly $1,200. And for the degree programs, CSTU can offer $5,000 for degree programs if you're doing well. So the total tuitions is about $18,000. So this is more for the job support. Okay, now create more intern opportunities. So there's one company agreed to use our students for intern opportunities. I'm thinking CSTU can provide some opportunity too, like TAs. The Google gave us the grant, actually primarily just for TAs. They can support the money for hiring TAs. We try to do is use this seminar opportunity to build up the student profiles, resumes, to help you to find the jobs. And later on, if you want, after training, then you can join the degree program. So I think this is a good path. If you join a degree program from the very beginning, there's some benefit. You probably get more scholarship, but you can always join anytime you want to. In terms of the scholarship-wise, if you are doing well, you can always apply later on. Now I anticipate the U.S. economy going to have a big layoffs. So for the people, even your friends and families, anyone you know, if they're out of job, they can always come and then take the courses free. As I said, the government pay 80% of the tuitions. The CSTU pay 20% of the tuitions. So all your tuition will be covered. You can also extend your UI, the employment insurance, for 6 months if you attend our training. So that's pretty much about the training program, degree program, all the information that I would like to say. We can conclude today's session